Mark Lamont Hill, I will say this. You better bring it this week on the Joe Budden
It's going to be the one time I'm going to listen to the whole pod.
I want to see what he's going to do, but we'll get to that later, man. I was going to ask you what you've been up to.
He going to skip it. He gonna be on next week pod.
I'm interested to see.
He gonna skip it. He gonna skip it because it's gonna be too many questions that he has to answer. And if it's one thing I know about the feckless DNC, sorry to curse so fast.
Yeah.
Is that whenever it's time to actually face the music, they don't. Right? They do not discuss what the actual issues is in their party. They don't. Right? And it's even harder now because typically you get the easy layup. You can just dunk on black men and just be like, they didn't come out to vote or they voted. But now you can't do that this election. I can't do it.
Mike skipping ahead on the pod.
No. We just hot mic'd it in the beginning. We can keep on the agenda. I'm just saying. I just want to get that one off.
Mark Lamont Hill, I'm excited to see. Flip. Joe Budden always said that one of the people got to take a day off when Mark comes. So I think he's only doing like 2 or 3 pods a month anyway, so I'm interested to see.
Joe make somebody go on when Mark come on.
Yeah, because then it's just too much. They did one of the podcasts where he was there with all of them, and it was
just too. Okay, so who has he made take off so far?
Ice, Melissa, and Flip. So
okay,
Ish is up, but we need Ish there.
Y'all be talking trash on Ish, and y'all love when he on there.
Yeah, because Ish be lying. I love podcast lies. I love it. What's the best lie you done told on this pod?
Best lie I done told? I don't know. I got some good ones.
Yeah,
for sure.
I definitely didn't lie to my wife like 1,000 times on here. But it just sucks because people would bring the lies off the pod into like a family friendly setting, and then he'd be like, "Yo, Kareem, I didn't know you did X, Y, and Z," and then I gotta look there with the idea ass face on and be like, "I don't know what he's talking about," but it's all good, man. Hey, I'm gonna say this before we start this podcast. Me and Mike lie on this pod.
This is entertainment only, and
we are here to fight for black men. It is official. We are fighting for them. Don't believe nothing you hear from us except for that.
That's it.
The rest is jokes.
Exactly. The rest is jokes. But
I might clip that and put that in this podcast.
That need to be our opening. Everything else is jokes.
Everything else. All right. Our favorite part of the podcast. Y'all know what we like to do. Hold on, listen.
In cases, if someone cheats on you, leaving is easier. Leaving is the easier way out. Staying and healing and doing the work with someone to get over it is the harder path. People don't take the easy pill of just leaving a lot of the time. And not just because they're desperate or because they're too weak. Sometimes they take the other road because they are brave and because they actually believe in the relationship and they love the person.
But
and they want
love
to make it
is
work.
not reciprocal is the key component, because if it was reciprocal, nobody would be doing something that would fundamentally destroy it.
Your belief is that if someone cheats, they do not love the person and they are not capable of ever loving the person
I think
again.
their version of love involves a credible amount of pain to the person they love. Yes, you can forgive, and it's a difficult route, but what you're ignoring is cheating is a symptom, not the cause of the pain. There's a deeper issue of respect in the relationship that's been lost. There's a deeper issue of transparency in the relationship that's been lost.
In many cases,
before I let you go, I figured out why y'all keep putting music behind y'all reels, because if somebody else uses it, it gets flagged and get taken out of videos. But go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I did the math.
All right.
There. Cheating.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked about cheating in a while.
Funny, I got a funny
bloop bloop. Women cheat way. Let me just throw this out. Women cheat way too much to be so sensitive about cheating.
Facts. But one of my boys, you know what? He's single. He hit me up, and I got a way to clean this up. He hit me up today and was like, "Yo, man, sometimes you get a good reset to treat your girl right when you cheat." And I was just like, "Oh." And I was like, "Well, who did you cheat on to make this happen?" He was like, "Well, I ain't got nobody," and I didn't. He was just like, "But insert this name." He was like, "Yeah," hit me up and was just like, "Yo, I could treat her so much better now. I just got that nut off."
Yeah, I
kind of understood.
Yeah, I mean, it's post nut clarity is a thing.
It is a thing.
But I added that clip because I know we're going to talk about our boy Cam and Corey Holcomb today. Oh gosh. So I know, and those two kind of go together. But no, like I don't think first off, I'm not opposed to cheating. I'm not above cheating. Okay, like, let's just be honest, right? Okay. I don't cheat though, and the reason why I don't is because I feel like part of me being masculine is being able to properly convey my feelings.
Okay.
So if something is going on to where I feel like I need to step out, like I've already had that conversation, right, several times. So if I feel the need that I got to step out and you're not providing what I need, man, I'm moving on from it, right? So to her point, right, there is this thing where you break up, and I think when people don't break up, I think it's selfishness. I don't think it's like a lack of love, but I do think it is you love yourself more than you love the other person. And I think that's why people sometimes cheat, because I want to keep you, but I also want this. And I don't have the tools to have the conversation to try to get what I want out of you. Or if you reject me, right, if I try to get what I want out of you and you say no, I don't have the capacity to be alone and say, well, if I'm not getting what I need to move on. So I think that's the biggest thing. But we haven't talked about cheating in a while because, black men don't cheat. So I see this pop up and I was like, yeah, we ain't talked about this in a while on the pod.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's like if your girl ain't into some shit you into, she should allow or consider or understand. Like if you into some wild shit.
Or I mean, you should have those conversations like way prior. Like if I meet a woman and she's everything I want, but the one thing that I like to do, she absolutely does not want to do it. I mean, I think that's one of those things where it's like, yo, this is just going to be a good phase to date until I find somebody that's you.
You might never find
plus
it.
This, and you might never find it. But I'd rather do that and search for it because I think searching for it is better than me being with somebody and then having to not receive what I want on a daily basis, or to mess around and hurt somebody that I supposedly care about.
Mike said he want to do that freak shit every day. That's wild.
No, I don't need it every day, but I do need it. Like, I don't know. It's like when the moon strikes, man. I need that freak stuff, man. I need it. 3
every 10 days for me, buddy.
Yeah, the moon, full moon.
You're a werewolf.
Yeah, that thing coincide with her ovulation window. It's like, God. You on birth control, so you ain't got to worry about no babies. Like, yeah, man, let's get this thing on and popping.
Well, depending on we know who got elected in. Some of that stuff getting cut out. I feel bad for y'all. I feel bad for a lot of people, but we'll get there. I want to welcome everybody to episode 160 of the Black Dads Club. I think I already got a working title, but we'll figure it out. A lot of times, we understand that when we play basketball, they score. You got to pass the ball up top.
Yeah.
So it's usually ball up top or ball on top or ball is hot. It's one of them 3 that I'm using because black men, the ball is at the top of the court. It's game time. Next point.
Yeah.
It's game point. But we'll get there. This is the greatest host, Pastor Mike Will. I absolutely love, and I'm going to find a way to scrub off every digital example of me saying that he's not a real pastor off the internet. Because when y'all get in arguments with him and y'all use that, he gets a laugh because he sends it to us, but I laugh even harder because I'm like, a simple click on the profile. For y'all ladies to be FBI agents, y'all the worst when it counts.
Oh man, it's always so funny, man. The people just like, how are you a man? I like, look, man. I am God's child, right?
Absolutely.
But I do not have a church. I do not have a church. I do have a congregation though, because I am the biggest black male lobbyist.
He is
on the planet.
He is. We've been arguing since this morning. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the biggest. And notice I said male, right? Because y'all always be like, y'all say female, y'all never say male. We do. We got to stop letting the ladies have these bad faith arguments with us, man.
Well, they don't like you calling them females.
Emotion. I know, but we say male, so it's like, if I say male, it's a good chance I'm also gonna say female. But
absolutely,
yeah, I'm the biggest black male advocate on the planet, man. I have no shame in that. Because we need it. Like, we have not had one. We have not had anybody that's just like, yo, man, let's big up our bros.
Absolutely. I am Gavin B, whatever you want to call me. I am here. Shout out. This podcast is brought to you by NoGrease Barbershop. Definitely on Monday and Tuesdays, you can now get you $5 off your cut. You gonna need it because they got a bar in there, so you might as well move your $5 from the haircut to the bar. Please do that. Check them out at Northlake and Premium Outlets. All right. American Airlines, I got to shoot at y'all real quick. You guys are absolutely ridiculous. If y'all think, and I'm with my camera, if y'all think that y'all about to start getting refunds because Joe Biden put something, the only thing he did for y'all was make sure that y'all can get a refund if they have you on that plane for more than 3 hours after you landed, you are sadly mistaken. I was in the air from 11. I was supposed to get to Dallas because I went to Cabo for a wedding. Shout out to the ladies, G&G. Gavin and girls. Just for anybody that was wondering, no, my wife wasn't on that yacht.
But the wife went though, right?
She went.
Yeah,
She ran up a ticket.
Woo. Wait, she can't run up a ticket on a work trip?
Yeah. Try her. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you how bad it was. I'll get back to that. Bro, we checking out. She goes, yo, just tell them don't worry about the folio. Like, don't worry about it. So I'm like, all right. The lady automatically prints it off and she hands it to me. I look down there and I saw the number. I said, hold on, let me go get my wife. She has the card so y'all can run it again. I left the folio there. So when Karina walked back up to the lady, Karina just came outside. She put her shades on, heads down. I was like, I need to find overtime. I'm like, you salary, ain't no overtime. We cooked. Great time in Cabo. Cabo is pretty.
It's beautiful down there.
My homegirl got married, which is super cool because I've been knowing her forever. And just to see, like, I see why she moved down there. She took a trip down there with her and her man, and then they moved down there a few months later. And I understand it now. Just the mountains, the beach just right there. It's cheap. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, on the way back home, I was supposed to get to Dallas at 3. They did not let us off that plane until 8 o'clock. And guess what they did? They fine printed our asses of why they ain't giving us no refund. And there's nothing you could say. It's like,
that is insane. From 3 to 8.
For those who not understand, we're supposed to land in Dallas at 3. It was a tornado watch, a warning or whatever, and it started raining. So they took us to San Antonio. They wouldn't let us off because San Antonio wasn't ready for us. So they took us back to Dallas. We were circling around in the air for like an hour.
Good Lord.
Dallas said no. So they took us back to San Antonio. So we sat there for like whatever. It got so bad, Mike. We was on the plane in San Antonio. They didn't even tell nobody that they didn't turn off the water. So people was going to pee and coming out like, yo, where's the water? So they started giving us dry ass napkins and water bottles that we were splashing on our hands outside the bathroom.
That is insane.
It was disgusting.
And they're like, nope, no refund.
Bruh, 4,000 people in San Antonio.
Here's that. You ain't got to get a refund, but they should at least give a flight credit.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, put it there. Like, something.
Just
bro,
just give me a flight credit.
dude, I told Mike this. I drove my ass to Houston 3.5 hours in the rain just so I can get a flight just to come see my son the next day. Because I'm like, yo, I miss my boy.
Yeah.
Karina getting on my nerves. It's time to get home, man. But we made it.
Dad tip of the week. Don't stop trying until you get home. There we go.
Absolutely. And then it's funny because Ben seeing our outfits for Halloween, because we went to a Halloween party, and he was like, yo, you and Karina look like y'all swingers. Y'all look like
Swingers. What did y'all wear?
She had on a little sexy Spider-Man outfit, and I was Spider-Man, and he was like, it looked like you send drinks across the bar. And so I posted our chat, and I had like at least 5 to 6 people DM me, chicks, and was like, I always thought this about y'all. I am here to say we are not swingers. Like, I had like literally people was like, I kind of figured. I figured y'all was this. And I'm like, no.
You got to put the pineapple icon in your picture.
And
that'll make you people gonna think you're swingers for real if you do that.
Look, upside down pineapple. But me and Karina having this conversation.
I mean, no judgment if you are, man. What do we always say on this pod, man? We don't kink shame.
Mike don't kink shame.
I don't kink shame. Kink shame.
Me, never mind. But it did get me and Karina having a good conversation. Me and her literally, I love conversation with my wife. I got some in my eye. We were talking about how we've been together since 2011, and we were talking about how our favorite places to have sex at have changed from then to now.
All right, I'm not gonna ask the now, but
I was asking you the now.
What was the then? My favorite place to have sex now in bed or Columbia.
Hers was in bed. She was like, well, you like to have it in bed. I'm like, I don't. I prefer to have sex on the couch.
Patio's good too, especially during the rain. Patio,
hell no.
Bed. Yeah, the patio. But yeah.
But y'all know me. I have rules. That's what.
But you like the couch though?
Love the couch.
It's not, a couch is not really like most comfortable place you could be.
That's cool. To be fair, Ben wrote, because we had this group chat and nobody answered. And he was like, I'm never sitting on your couches. I'm like, our couches are brand new. We have not had sex on those couches at all.
Solid point, man.
But yeah, back in the day, oh my gosh.
Back in the day, favorite place, anywhere. Parking garages for sure.
Yeah, the Best Buy in Midtown.
Parking garage.
They got cameras in that parking garage.
I'm all over somebody's camera. For sure. Hopefully it's recorded over by now.
CCTV.
Hopefully it's really recorded over by now, boy.
All right, we done got the laughs out the way. That's all the comedy y'all getting for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I was sure I was gonna end up in one in Vegas, man. I had a girlfriend out there, bro.
Geez.
I was for sure. I any day now, that motherfucker gonna pop up on Pornhub.
Absolutely.
That was not me. That was not me though. So if you see it, that's not me. It's somebody else. But I had one freaking hallway.
Oh yeah, it's cameras everywhere in Vegas.
Yeah,
New
exactly.
York.
I mean, in Vegas is everywhere. But she was wanted to go. So I'm young. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, when you're young, you could just.
I guess this is happening.
Look, man.
Guess this is happening.
And we're gonna see it later. Now they're gonna find it.
I do want to see it. So if you do find it, I mean, because I'm at top notch performance. At this stage of my life. So if you do find it, I mean, I wouldn't be not proud of it. It's good, solid work.
Send it over. Somebody find it. One of you programmers out there.
Man, that thing been recorded over 20 times. Unless it's in somebody's private collection.
Look, they watch it. The election is over. It is done.
I'm so glad.
Me too.
I'm so glad. I'm so sick of the election.
However, our best videos on YouTube is Love is Blind clips, which is hilarious.
That's funny.
Music in government politics, which is just interesting.
That is interesting. You think people want more politics?
I think that's a interesting part because I'm gonna get there. One of we'll go through it. But yes, I do believe so. And I believe the right people that you should be around probably do want to know.
Yeah.
And because when we start hanging out with our group of friends, and I'm going to repeat this later, when we started hanging out with our group of friends, I remember Ben was like, happy to see that Gavin has voted in every election since he started voting. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, first of all, how do you get my birthday? Because I thought you needed like the person.
You don't need it because you don't need the birthday. Because I look at whether or not people vote too. You just need their full name, the county that they in, and then their year that they was born. So it doesn't it doesn't take a lot to figure out.
But you got to think, I had just met this man, so I'm like, okay, cool.
No, I'm with him. I do the same thing to folks. Like before you gonna have a decent opinion with me, after about the second time when I get your last name, I am gonna look you up to see if you voted. Because I'm not about to argue with somebody who don't vote.
Yeah, true.
I'm not about to do that.
So Donald Trump is going to be our next president. And what's the young boy who going to be with him?
JD Vance.
JD Vance.
Yeah.
Interesting. Trump found Melania the second time. The first appearance, that wasn't her.
Okay, that did not look like her. Bro. Please tell me, he did not run out a double, like for real.
He ran out. That's a double.
And that's not a story at all,
bro. Because from my understanding, when I was reading a bunch of stuff last presidency, she wasn't living at the White House. They used the excuse of she's raising a kid, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Even though everybody else raised their kids in the White House.
In the White House, yeah.
And then the thing was she had like a boyfriend and she was supposed to leave him. And that never happened. But what ended up happening was she left the White House and we never see her or hear from her again.
Yeah.
And
which is crazy that's never a story.
So yeah. And so like I remember like some reporter, and I think he got in trouble because it was like, or Trump started going in on him. And then the story, it was like, yo, you're going to, and the reporter kept saying, as soon as he's out of office, you will never see them two together again. And that's exactly what happened. And then so when I saw this, I, shout out to Twitter. Bone structure was off. The lips were off. And to be fair, Melania always put together. She's always put together as far as outfits, Botox, hair, like all that stuff.
Yeah, she steps into the closet.
So when I looked at it, I'm like, y'all inside clearly she has on shades. She's not smiling to show us her teeth.
The no shades. I applaud that version of Melania, if that's not Melania. I don't know if I'm full conspiracy theory, but because they were showing that her laugh lines would have been obvious if she would have smiled. And the person who we were told was Melania wearing the glasses did not smile. Yeah. It was suspect. But I mean that's Donald Trump. Donald Trump at some point, and this is not pro Donald Trump. This is something that I really need folks to understand is that when you have an adversary, man, if you keep underestimating your adversary, you're gonna keep losing to your adversary. And I think one of the problems that the DNC have, one of many, by the way, and we're probably gonna hit like 2 or 3 today, is Donald Trump is the greatest confidence man of all time. Confidence man is the long way of saying con man.
Yeah.
Donald Trump would have gotten money out of P.T. Barnum. There has not been another confidence man in the history of the world as good as him. And what you got to understand is that even if you don't fall for the con, if other people around you fall for the con is still working.
Absolutely.
Just because you don't fall for it doesn't mean that they're not successful at what they're doing. And I think the biggest mistake the Democrats have made is because they're like, well, since the vast majority of us aren't falling for the con, he's not a successful confidence man.
Bro, the fact that, before we go there, we're going to get there, the fact that his wife showed up a few hours later, no shade, smiling hard as hell, lets me know that he got the word in, yo, they know that ain't her.
Yeah.
You got to fix this double situation.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Flyer in.
Newsflash. Clearly, black men were not the issue. They weren't going to determine this election. And the people who did showed up and they showed out.
Showed up and showed out.
White women, no surprise. A lot of people were shocked at the Latino support. What out of the demographics, what surprised you the most? Out of all the demographics that you saw.
Nothing surprised me, but I was happy to see what I saw.
Okay.
And the thing that I was happy to see what I saw, white women did not surprise me. This is I've been telling y'all to stop following up feminism since this pod was incepted. And if you know me, you know I've been saying this since my mid-20s.
They didn't see the first 45 episodes. They deleted.
Yeah, for good reason. But I've always told y'all that, like, yo, like, they come out and they give y'all feminism and then they go home to their husbands. I have always told y'all this.
Mike, the first time Donald Trump won, they voted for him and then went to the feminist march the next day. So I'm like...
So I wasn't surprised at the Euro-American women. I wasn't surprised at them. The Latinos, though, I was so happy that happened. The Latinos, welcome to the United States. Y'all are here now. Yeah, because you're about to find out.
If you don't get deported.
Well, the people that voted won't, because they're citizens. They might be naturalized. You might have a problem there in the next couple of years. But y'all are citizens. And your cousins might not be here.
Absolutely.
But I was happy to see what I saw. Because if Joe Biden would have ran, the numbers would have been skewed. If anybody else would have ran, because Kamala ran, and it was, and we'll get to that part. Because Kamala ran, we saw the numbers the way that we saw the numbers. The numbers was clear. The light was really shown. And the next thing that I need them to break out, I wanted us to stop grouping all Latinos together and calling them Latinos. I need to know. I didn't know how that vote broke. Because I have a sneaky suspicion of how it broke. I'm not gonna go into it, but I got a sneaky suspicion of who the culprits are in this vote. But I'm gonna let the media handle what it handles, because there is a problem in this country of a lot of people that gets to throw a rock and hide their hand. White women do this every election. Every election, this is what they do. I have clearly said. The only people that determine the direction of an election is going to be white women. It's whatever they decide to do. And the white ladies this year was like, they played in y'all face.
They did.
They went and raised all that money for Kamala. I would tell one of my homegirls, I said, I guarantee you there's people that voted for Trump that donated to Kamala's campaign.
Oh, I believe that. Are you going to unfollow people for their political views?
I unfollow people that have bad faith arguments. So if you know what I'm saying. So here's if you have a political view and you can defend it, I'll stay engaged.
Okay.
But if you just have a political view and it's always about how you feel and it's repetitive, I'm gonna unfollow you for that. I did not befriend anybody for Donald Trump in the 2016 election. There's people that I talk to less. You know what I'm saying? But it's why I didn't unfriend anybody. And I'll be honest, man, this election right here, this previous election, I've actually told friends, people that I'm really close with, I was like, y'all are cleaning my friends' palate. Because when I was incensed 3 weeks ago about how they were tracking black men, how they were approaching black men, how they were messaging black men. I had a lot of people that I respect, a lot of people that I've known for a long time that was like, I don't see the problem. Like, what are you upset about? I don't see the problem, right? And and I legit said, I was like, look, I am what you call a likely voter, right? I have voted in pretty much every election that I've been in Charlotte since 2006. Literally, I voted specials. non-presidential elections, I vote because that's my duty, knowing what my ancestors went through to fight for that right?
Yeah.
I don't force that on anybody else, but that's what I do. So I'm a likely voter, right? All right, I check off, the educated box. I check off the 35 to 50 box. I check off the, parenting box. I check off have been married, divorced. Like, I check off a lot of, I am a likely voter.
Got you.
So I was like, when you turn off heteronormative, moderate men, such as myself, right? And when I'm saying, you know what? I don't know if I'm voting at the top of the ticket, right? You have to look at that person and extrapolate that against everybody that's in a similar demographic. And when the person that absolutely shows up to vote is saying, you know what? I don't know if I'm voting for you. You have hit a messaging problem. And everybody was just like, I don't see it a big deal. It's just you, Mike. And now you got 15 million votes short. Is it just me? Or was it everybody like me that was like, you know what? I'm turned off by your messaging.
I look at it, and I'm going to get to the people I feel bad for at the end. But I'm not unfollowing nobody because I got rid of those people in 2016, to be honest with you. And in 2020, we trying to get pregnant or we thinking about it. And as I'm knowing I'm going to bring a black and brown boy into this country, and doing this podcast with you, you know what I'm saying? When we change the direction of this podcast, yeah, I get rid of people all the time if you really just a misandrist.
Yeah.
Or you just don't get it.
Yeah.
Because some people are men who don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm used to that. Also, I say it all the time. Yo, I went to an all-white Christian school in Mooresville, North Carolina. The only other black boy who's in school with me who came the second semester of my senior year, he never spoke to me. This nigga was in NASCAR. He did not know he was black. And he was so rude to his dad, right? And I say that to say they made it clear to me, white Christian women made it clear to me that they raise kids to say, hey, if they're gay and if they believe in abortions, we can't support them. They will die on that hill. And that's boomers, and they raising people to raise people to follow that.
It's absolutely generational. I don't know why we keep thinking that like racism is just going to die out when people get old. Like, no, they have kids.
They have kids and grandkids, and it's like
exactly.
it's getting interesting. So I knew that. And also, I feel bad for y'all that got and this ain't my feel bad list. Too many of you niggas have surface level relationships with people, and what's happening is y'all don't dig deep. And so when these elections type happening, you get too emotional and now you want to delete people out your lives.
Yeah.
We got to stop that. Certain people you got to have a hey and bye relationship with, or we transactional. But the people who I rock with, I know how Mike feels. I don't always agree with Mike, but I know how he feels, right? I know how, like I told earlier, I said I was going to repeat this. Ben came up and said, yo, I see how you voted. Ben we have been in his presence. He'd be like, y'all want to talk politics? And I'm like, nope, I ain't educated. And I don't want to dislike y'all. But then sometimes we will. We had an election night party. And boy, I got drunk. Shout out to the Blantons that got opened. But we was drinking that. And Nate, we had a conversation. And I've been having these conversations. And I hate being in, Ryan's a black man. And I say this to say, sometimes when you're in a group setting and you are the only other black person, me and him being in those group settings, you don't want to come off as the black power man.
Yeah.
But all of them was cool. All of them understood what I've been saying for weeks. Yo, they just kicking black men's back in. And I don't know if they ever read another demographic of how black men vote. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the group, but we were having that conversation. So they know. A lot of y'all woke up and saw on Instagram that y'all don't have real relationships with people. And you upset that they voted. Because if you would have spoke to them, they would have been told you, she didn't earn my vote.
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
what I'm saying?
And again, right? I never went in on Kamala on this pod. I would crack jokes, right? But let's be clear, and I'm not gonna victory lap or I told y'all so to death. But I mean, I called this election out from beginning to end, right? I told y'all that Biden shouldn't do the debate. I told you he was going to have to step down. I told you they had to replace him. I told you that it should have been Gavin Newsom. When it was Kamala and, I was asked, is that a good idea? I said no. I told you that she was unlikable, right? But I never disrespected her. But I'm like, I see the direction that this is going. And I know what it takes to win in this country. And the Democrats have a messaging problem in this country,
facts.
right? They have a problem because you want to do it how you want to do it instead of doing it how it takes to win. And that's the problem in the DNC. And it's because of, if I'm just going to lay it up completely, because I am sick of the DNC at this point, it is intersectionality politics. That is the problem, right? And intersectionality, for anyone that's not really familiar with the term,
Gavin.
It's the idea that I'm a queer black woman, right?
Okay.
So I'm queer, right? So I fit that community. I'm black, so I fit that community, and I'm a woman, so I fit that community, right? So the intersectionality is all those things converging in one place. And the problem with intersectionality politics is that person thinks that, well, okay, I'll be in this setting, and when there's a question about black people, I can answer it, right? And whether it's black men or whatever, I can answer, right? If there's a question about queerness, right? Oh, I can answer it, right? If there's a question about women, I can answer it. And the truth is, that's not how life works, right?
Facts.
She can't speak on behalf of heteronormative black men,
I know,
despite the fact that she's black.
I know a black woman right now, and that's a stretch. Because sis got too many flags on her profile.
Yeah.
But for the sake of this example, she's black.
Good example. Yeah.
Sis was never, she always used to say she was queer.
Yeah.
And it got to a point I had to distance myself from her because I only met her with men. And I was like, and she was forcing, and at one time I asked her and she said, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get famous.
Yeah.
And she said, in my field, I can come off as a victim. And she didn't use this word, so I'm not putting these words in her mouth. But she said, whenever something happens, I can be able to say I'm part of one of these communities.
And that's part of the problem, because it's become intersectional politics, right? And when someone that is a part of whatever intersectional group that they want to be a part of, right? When they speak on your behalf, you're like, whoa, that's not me, right? Now they could fall back on, well, are you hate speaking to me? Yeah, right.
Let me.
Are you discriminating against me? And it's like that part of the DNC has pretty much become the loudest part of the DNC. And what you saw in this election was moderate men, right? Moderate black men and moderate white men. Moderate black men still win and vote. But you know what? To lose 15 million votes, I can tell, you don't got to do no deep dive. I can tell you who you didn't talk to. Because if you almost lost a duty-bound, lightly voter like myself, I absolutely know that you lost white men who the country really won't affect them either way.
Either way.
So I can tell you where your 10 million votes are. And until the DNC takes it upon themselves, which is honestly why I said Gavin Newsom or Kelly, right? Like, do you want to win? Or do you want to win the way you want to win? It's the question that the DNC got to ask itself right now.
Let me tell y'all when I knew this shit was over. I stay in one of probably the largest zip codes in Charlotte. And I stay on a predominantly black side of town. It ain't predominantly, it's only us. But anyway, I go to the school. It's no line. Where I'm only taking my wife to vote because it's election day. You know what I'm saying? That's the other reason why we wanted to make sure we get home so she could vote. Mike, when I pulled up and it was not one person in line, I get on the phone to sit in my seat. I'm in the car. I'm on the phone and I look up and she's walking back out. And I was like, well, that ain't good.
Yeah.
And I said, how was it inside? She was like, it was quick and easy. I said, oh, we cooked.
No, and I, it's funny you say that because typically my voting place I can get in and out easily.
Yeah.
But like whenever you turn your ballot in, when they put it into the machine, it'll tell you at the top how many people have came in and voted or what number you are, right? Yeah. But if you look right below it, it'll say like expected voters for the day. And typically, whenever I get there during the middle of the day, I'm typically in the thousands.
Got you.
I got there, I think at like 11:30, and I was number 478. And I was like, I guess everybody else coming after work. So I immediately knew it was low voter turnout. But here's the thing. Before any of that happened, 3 weeks ago, I was very, very, very annoyed because I said, they have shown me that there isn't anyone like me. And you and I had this conversation briefly this morning. There's no one like me in that room that's able to tell them, because when they approach black men with a Twitter conversation, I'm in black groups everywhere. Like Reddit, Twitter,
Let me tell y'all, he is not lying. I got a notification Mike is speaking. I said, yo, what?
Like I'm in different groups everywhere because and like all of them are not black male related. A lot of them is just like I'm low key in this women's group because they be posting wild stuff, but it lets me know what the ladies be doing behind the scenes. I can't speak in that group; they'll kick me out. They don't know I'm in there. So I often have my ear to the ground, right? And when that messaging was so off, I said, this is a Twitter conversation. This is not a black men conversation, right? So I immediately knew that they did not have a heteronormative black male in that group. And if you don't have a heteronormative black male, because even a heteronormative white male would have caught that shit. Because a white male would have said, that's a Twitter conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So when your messaging was that far off, I didn't expect that many people to sit at home. But when the results started coming in, and when I was looking at North Carolina and I saw how many votes was in for Mecklenburg County, because Mecklenburg County is a very blue county, and it's not a poor county, it's an affluent county. So it kind of tells you what everybody else is about to do in those type of areas. You kind of know where it's about to go because there's so many people from other areas that have moved down here. So when I saw she didn't have the numbers to make up the state of North Carolina, I went on and started watching Penguin. Because I knew it was over. I didn't catch him on the Penguin. It is good. I went on and caught up on it because I knew it was over.
Second time I knew it was over. Me and Karina leave. We at our friend's house, and I get a text from Barack Obama asking for $20. I said, the polls close in 45 fucking minutes, and y'all sending out money. I said, I was with the friends. I said, oh, we cooked.
They already know.
Asking for money.
Yeah, they already know they got to start running for the next election.
No, they got to pay Beyonce her $10 million for her to speak for 3 minutes. And shout out to Beyonce. Always get a bag.
Always get a bag.
And she always quiet about it. And I'm not mad at her for getting that. Matter of fact, let's get to it. I said this on Twitter. I woke up Tuesday and I was feeling bad. And I'm going to talk to my brother-in-law in a little bit because I felt bad for him. But you play certain games, you get certain prizes. But we get there. Right? I woke up and I said, I really wish we could have a real conversations about the Democratic Party and not on why Kamala lost. I said, because it was fucked before she got there.
Absolutely.
And I said, I've never seen the DNC has resources to anything in this world, right? And I've never seen marketing so bad. I've never seen messaging so poor. I've never seen messages to my people. I'm not worried about, shout out to the Latinos. Kamala can't do what she was going to give y'all, but y'all picked somebody else anyway. But shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of black people was like, damn, they got a good deal from Kamala.
Yeah.
Right?
It was respectful. It was respectful. Yeah, it was respectful.
But you talking to you shaming black men and then looking at black men's women and saying, yo, y'all can get all the abortions you want. And look here, as a man who works with probably more expecting mothers than most men, not even most, probably all men, being that I'm a maternity photographer, I run into a lot of moms who are now doing a shoot and they had to get an abortion before because of medical reasons. So I get that. And I'm not talking about that. I am definitely pro-choice. You get to do what you want to do. I think it should be federal. I'm not talking about that. What I am talking about is our women being the smallest group of women making up the most abortions in this country.
And out of wedlock births.
Absolutely.
It should be impossible to do both of those things at the same time. Like one should be way low and the other should be way high. And they're both high.
They both high, too high. And the fact that that's what they was giving y'all sisters. And I said this, we was spot on doing this shit. And if we was bigger, we'd be more bigger now.
Yeah, we definitely would.
Because I told y'all, I said, black women strap up. They about to play y'all.
Yeah.
And Mike laughed and we laughed at it because it said, yo, they about to get y'all.
Yeah, they got to play. They're going to play in your face.
I saw that damn Cardi B. Mike could tell y'all. Yesterday, I wrote the group chat. Yo, Cardi B spoke at a thing. Like, that was mind-blowing to me. You're stumbling over your words, and I ain't tripping because when I read shit on here, y'all be laughing at me too. But you reading off your phone. Disrespectful. You out here talking about what you want to do. I need to run for politics because I got too many ideas. No, they never letting you do that.
Let's go back to what was said on this pod probably about 3 pods ago. I don't think that they're speaking to the bottom third of black people. I think they think all black people are the bottom third.
Absolutely.
That's the DNC perception of black people, which is funny because every time you need help, this is the first place you run to.
Facts.
Every time you need to get hyped up, it's the first place you run to.
Or
economy in the fucking trash. You know what? Let's try a black president this time around.
Yeah, or look, we need to get a message out.
Yeah, let's
get them.
Let's get them. And again, like I said this morning in the group chat, the black male gays, we are too accessible and we are too affordable. And we need to change that.
Shout out to Philadelphia needing to get votes to help Kamala win. They was out there doing DJs and fish fries out there.
Yeah, because that's going to bring college-educated Mike out of his posh home or to come out and vote, right? A fish fry, right? That's what's going to make me come out. That's going to make me say, you know what? Instead of me sitting here with a cigar and a cognac, let me go out to a fish fry and a DJ.
You niggas like fish.
Yeah, again, it's disrespectful. And you know, one of our viewers, he just sent us some charts that he want us to go over. And you know, and I one of these that I want is, do you think the condition of the nation economy is? And 89% of Democrats said excellent, right? Which is like 5%. Well, only 5% said excellent, and of that 5%, 89% was Democrats, right? Mm-hmm. You know, which again is messaging, because I don't know how they have convinced the top 5% of Republicans that the economy isn't excellent, right? That should have been 50-50, right? Mm-hmm. But the vast majority who thought that it was not so good or poor, right, which is going to be 67%. Of the 67% that said not so good or poor, 46% said not so good was Democrat, 52% Republican. Poor, 11% Democrat, poor was 32% overall, and of that 32%, 11% of those guys was Democrats, 86% were Republican. And nothing about the DNC message, and I'm gonna stop saying Kamala, because again, this wasn't her, and that's another thing. It's like when I tried to bring these issues up a month ago, y'all all thought I was anti-Kamala. And I'm like, no, my problem is with the DNC. She's just running, and she's not doing what I'm saying that she needs to do, and not speaking to, you know, 86% of Republicans think the economy's in a poor condition.
Bro.
So you need to speak to it.
You got to speak to it.
You got to speak to it.
Another thing. So we doing marketing. You got Meg shaking ass. You got Glorilla up there rapping. You got, you know, I'm not even mad at the Beyonce thing, because I know Beyonce said, yo, this is my price. If you do it, I will show up. You got Cardi up there stumbling. You got that. All that was poor to me. You got Steve Harvey, DL Hughley, kicking black men's back end. Shaming. I'm not even gonna say threatening. You got Obama. Obama, your statement should have been an apology.
Yeah, he definitely need to have an apology. And here's the thing: as a guy that would get a ton of white women votes, because that's how he won the election, going away 2 years, you know, two elections in a row. I mean, hell, that second election, I think that shit was over at 10:30.
Bro, Obama won so early. People was at the club to celebrate.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know, so him not using his influence to influence the biggest, largest voting bloc, which is white women, was disrespectful. It was distasteful.
Well, you know, me and you have had this conversation. I think we had a part on the show, definitely in our group chat. I think sending Kamala out there was a FU.
It was, from Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden knew that she had a very low chance to win. And this, let me tell you what reaffirmed it. When Jill Biden went out to vote and they took a picture of her, just Google Jill Biden voting or search it on Twitter. She is in all red going to the voting booth, right?
Bruh.
That would be like Snoop Dogg wearing red, okay?
Yeah, he's like, yo, I'm repping the other side.
I'm repping the other side today. Like, so that's how it reaffirms what I said, that like Joe Biden, this was a fuck you from him to the DNC. But on the flip side, though, you know, hey, what they say? I can't think of the quote right now.
Let me tell y'all the truth. As the Latino representative of us two on here, yo, I wasn't shocked at the Latino vote. I'm gonna tell y'all why. As soon as I met my wife and we were talking, and we talking about her being Puerto Rican and how that splits and everything as far as, you know, Indian, Spanish, African, and we having these conversations, and she looked at me, she said, yeah, a lot of Latinos got y'all food. And she was like, and she didn't use this phrase, but I'm using it for y'all. A lot of people got us fooled because a lot of them understand that all skin folk ain't kinfolk as well.
Yeah.
A lot of Latino voters think they white and they vote for those things. They think they see that, yo, this is the higher up. You know, one of my favorite stories, I done told this 30 times on here at least. When Nori said he went to Spain and they looked down on him, even though he had the money, he had the accessibility. And he said they looked down on me because, yo, you Puerto Rican. You too dark. Like in the Spanish people, when he went to Spain, they was like, nah, they thumb their nose up at him. It's a lot of Hispanic people who identify as white.
And I need it broken out.
Absolutely.
I need y'all to break it out. I need y'all to show me who it is. I need to know who restaurant I need to stop going to.
Yeah.
I need to know.
And so I wasn't shocked at that, but I mean, a couple
Is
of y'all.
it the Dominicans? Is it the Cubanos? Is it the Mexicanos? I don't think it's the Mexicanos. If it's the Mexicanos, I'm gonna be like, yo, E2 Brutus.
I think it has a lot to do with white passing. I remember one time we was in there. My wife, man, this is the part of Puerto Rican I don't like, but she making a fuss in the Poland place, and not this year because I didn't go in with her, but years ago. And you know why she was making a fuss?
Why?
They had white on her paper. She said, I never filled that out. But you see my wife.
Yeah.
She's lighter.
She's light skinned, yeah.
And so, but she, you know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. They got issues and colorism issues and all that shit.
I'm ready for them to break it out, man. I'm ready for them to so again, because at this point, this is time to go ahead and break it out. And let's have a real conversation about who issues what, right? Like the messaging from the Democrats, man. Like I was telling several folks, like, stop saying this has something to do with sexism and racism. All right, 15 million people staying home. It's not that's an ass whooping, right?
Yeah,
it does not sexism. If Trump would have received those votes, your argument would have been better, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? Look, America is built on sexism and racism. It's literally in the fabric. They wrote it into the Constitution, right? So it's like you having to move something outside when it's raining. You can't say, well, we can't move it because it's raining, because it's going to rain, right? Mm-hmm. You got to move it in spite of that. So we're not going to use the excuse of sexism and racism. And when people are having a conversation or they being critical, and the first place you go is, you don't like women, you're a misogynist, right? Well, if somebody's actually not a misogynist and you calling them a misogynist, what you're going to create is an apathetic voter. And that's what you had amongst moderate white men this year. They were just apathetic, right? Mm-hmm. When you keep saying uneducated voters and unintelligible voters, right? I mean, people are not stupid. There are some stupid people. All right,
might be calling them stupid on it,
but because there's a moron muscle that exists in the Republican side that the DNC got to recognize they just don't have that. Yeah. You don't have, your party isn't homogenous enough where you could just be single issue, because you try to do it with abortion. And most people are pro-choice, but they're not punching a punch card at an abortion clinic.
They not.
Yeah, so it's like, while it is an issue that we do have sympathy for, and we're empathetic to the cause, and we will vote for your rights, right? We're not going to campaign on that. Like, we're not going to go outside and be like, yo, let's use abortion instead of fertility awareness method. This is so much fun, right? It's not a feel good issue.
You said you was talking about, damn, you was saying something about messaging. Damn.
Yeah, the messaging is all, and calling voters dumb, right? There is this perception, and I'm guilty of it, because I say that they have morons in the party, and they do. The other side do have morons in the party. But if you sit here and you think to yourself, well, they're not educated. Well, let me just say something. What best describes your education level in this country, right? Bachelor degree is 24%, right? So only 1 in 4 Americans have a bachelor degree. Mm-hmm. So when you sit here and you say, hey, we're only going to deal with educated voters, and then when you have advanced degrees, it's 19%, right? So that's, what was that? It's 43%. 43% of the population is degreed, right?
Yeah.
Bachelor degree or higher, all right? The other 57% is not. So when you say, hey, these are low information voters or they're not intelligent voters, that's 57% of the population that you kind of calling stupid to their face.
Yeah.
So you can't expect those people to come up and vote for you. And here's the thing, even if you was to go among bachelor degrees and advanced degree, out of the 24% of people that have bachelor degrees, 44% of them are Republican.
Yeah.
So you can't just keep saying, well, we're going to get all the college educated vote. You're not. If you go advanced degrees, which is like MBAs, MAs, PhDs, 37% of them have college degrees. So if you keep playing this, all the college people are voting for Democrats, you're going to set yourself up to lose every single year.
What I was going to say was, first tweet I got back when I said all of this stuff about us having a real conversation is somebody said, well, you can't beat racism and misogyny, right? And I told that person, I said, this wasn't about a win or lose. I said, if she would have won, I would have said, she fell forward. Because a lot of people fell forward.
Yes.
And Kamala, Kamala, you good. And I get to you in a little bit. The first thing I saw back after that, I was scrolling and somebody said I did not vote for her. They said I didn't vote for Donald Trump. They said I couldn't vote for her because every step of the way, she showed me that she wasn't taking it serious. I think that's why 15 million people sat their ass at home. And then when I saw that, I said, fish fries, the entertainers.
Yes.
You got Quavo up there who I don't think can fucking vote. You know what I'm saying? You got Mark Lamont Hill, for all intents and purposes, my guy, I can't wait to hear what you said, because you said you think that a lot of black men want to be white, so that's why they're going to vote for Trump, which was disgusting. And they didn't check you because the topic was already an hour too fucking long, and they didn't do it. You got that type of messaging coming out. And I think a lot of people are just like, what makes me think she's taking this serious?
She didn't. I mean, she didn't. The messaging was poor. What was the issue? What was the offer? The only issue that I can think of was the abortion issue. And even that messaging was bad, because I shouldn't be saying the word abortion. I should be talking about reproductive rights, right?
Yeah.
And the language was back and forth between, is it abortion? Is it reproductive rights? So it was like, look, the messaging was bad, but when you're talking about reproductive rights, you are leaving out a huge demographic, right? You're leaving out men.
Yeah.
So when you, I promise you, two things happen. White women voted to make sure they can have their reproductive rights, and then they voted for Trump. And white men stayed home, right? I know where these 15 million votes went. I can tell you exactly where they went, right? And then you could still you could go through like, there's gonna be like, black votes probably a little bit down, Latino vote might be a little bit down, but it's not enough of us. There's 250 million white people in this country, right?
Facts.
There's more white people in this. If you combine black and Hispanic together, and we're not doing that black and brown coalition shit no more, I see. But if you could combine those two together, there's still probably twice as many white people.
No, it is.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
That'll only be what, 25? No, it won't be 25%.
Yeah,
but
bro,
yeah, like low 30s.
There's white people that have never met black people before, bro.
Facts.
There's white people that could go 10 years before they actually see a actual black person, which is why when I go ham on here about you bringing in entertainers and rappers, that's part of it. Yeah. Because the perception of black men isn't me and Gavin, right? Which is, college educated, active, productive fathers, right? The image that they see of blackness is going to be Anthony Edwards having 6 baby mamas, right? Because he plays for the Timberwolves. Yeah. Corey Holcomb and Cam Newton, talking about cheating on their women, right? That's the image that they see, because they don't see black people on a daily basis. And what's the image that's presented of us is always some dumb shit that you think a DJ booth and a fish fry is gonna bring people out.
That shit pissed me off. I'm gonna go through this list quick of people I feel bad for. It's only 4 people. First person I feel bad for, and this may not be in order. Black women, I feel bad for y'all. We told y'all what was gonna happen. It happened. I feel bad. I feel the number one reason why I feel bad is because this was a black woman driven, led election cycle for 4 months. Only 4 months. And that's the other reason why I don't fault Kamala for so much, because she only had 4 months. But you did a piss poor job with the 120 days. But black women, they let y'all drive. I don't know if they let y'all get back in the driver's seat. That's just real shit. I ain't even trying to be.
Well,
funny
I think identity politics are dead in the DNC, and that's going to include black women and far left causes. And let me be clear, it should, because the vast majority of your party is going to be made up of moderate black and moderate white men. That's the vast majority of your party. But I'll let you get back to your list.
Latinos that didn't vote, but you patting your cousin on the back who voted for Trump, you are out of here, buddy. Interesting. But you know what? Shout out to the Latinos that said, he bought our vote.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got something for it. Can't get mad at it. I can't get mad at it.
If your cousin, when you ever see on Facebook, they be like, which one of your family members you were punched for like $70 million?
Yeah.
That might have been what.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. They're still like the whole deportation.
That shit ain't happening.
It ain't happening. No. And we went over it last pod why it's not happening. They're going to deport people, but they always deport people. Most people don't know this, but Barack Obama deported more people than like all the other presidents combined.
Bruh.
All right, so they always deporting people. What Trump is going to do is they're gonna show like the videos of it, like the way that Obama didn't show any videos of it, so people don't know that happened. Trump is going to always show you a video of it, so it's going to feel like it's happening more.
Be out there waving.
Yeah, so he is going to be out there waving. He is a nut like that. But yeah, so but no, they're not deporting anybody. Like we need people in this country.
Y'all who got surface level friends, I feel bad for y'all. It's go time. You got to cut that out. If you're going to have transactional friends, it needs to not include the shit that bother you then.
Yeah.
But it's go time for that. And last person I feel bad for is Kamala. I think her political career is done. I think it's cooked. Yeah. I think you're going to have to pull a who was that, John Kerry? Like, he started doing, like, smaller level politics. We never really saw him.
John Kerry is married to, like, a billionaire family.
Yeah.
He married into the Hines family, so he ain't got to do shit.
The ketchup?
Yeah, the ketchup people.
Yo, what you in politics for? Whatever.
You know, one of the biggest lies that was ever told on politics is John Kerry and George Bush said they did not know each other, and they both went to Yale at the same time, and they're members of the same elite fraternity.
Oh, great.
And it was like, I don't know him.
Beautiful. It's the greatest. I didn't know that. That is hilarious. But I feel bad.
I love politics.
I feel bad for Kamala because they never letting you sniff this again.
And I don't think here's the thing. I don't think Kamala is a bad person. I think Kamala is inauthentic. And I think that's what hurt her. Like, the most. And I never wanted to sit here and like just go in on her because I know because of identity politics that so many of my sisters were behind her. And because of that, a lot of my cuck brothers were behind her. So I never wanted to like go in and be like, all right, I'm trying to pick a fight with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But she's inauthentic, which makes her unlikable. And that matters because it's not just same way I say white people can go a long time and never see black people. I think because we live in epicenters that have a lot of black people, we overestimate how many of us it is.
Absolutely.
So when I say someone is unlikable, you're looking at all your friends. You're like, well, we all like her except for you, Pastor Mike Will. You the only dickhead here that don't like her. And I'm trying to let y'all know that, like, yo, there's a lot of men that are moderate, just like me, that are saying, the messaging isn't hidden.
That part. And it's we got to get off the internet and get out of our bubbles too.
Yeah.
I told shout out to the Hair Wraps and Lipsticks podcast. I know they're going to tear this shit up. But I ran into both hosts at a wedding and I was talking to Alex and I was like, yo, how does Twitter look? Because she went to a lot of Kamala rallies. She got invited to a lot of stuff because she's very like in tune and because of, she's a black woman. She been in Essence. They made sure she was there.
Yeah.
Like that. And she said, everything looked good. I said, yeah, I don't know who's going to win the election. She looked at me. She said, why would you say that? I said, oh, Twitter is just a mix up. And that's how I realized like everybody's timeline is so much different.
Yeah.
I was telling her, no, my timeline is literally, it looks like it's going to be Trump by a landslide. But when I talk to people, including me, I said it on this podcast, I think she washes Trump. And as we kept going with the podcast, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so when the numbers came in and he washed her.
Yeah.
And it was just that. But I do feel bad for Kamala. But sometimes when you get the shitty stick, you can't dip it in more shit. And I think that's what happened with her. And sorry, good luck.
And another thing that we got to understand is a lot of us are like, oh man, all these things are going to get done and it's hurting the country. Hey, the winner gets to choose. And Trump and his party is the winners now. And they're going to get to choose. So while you might not like it, it's exactly what they voted for.
Absolutely.
And one of the things, one of my favorite quotes is Thomas Jefferson said, everybody gets the government that they vote for. Everybody deserves the government that they vote for.
Absolutely. Black men, y'all never getting an apology. I'm here to say, ball up top.
We got to get involved. We got to get involved, man. Like, and the easiest thing, and man, y'all black men, y'all annoy me so much when we in these spaces talking. The easiest thing that we all could do is get out and vote. And I don't care who you vote for. I think this is the part that everybody misses. We have to vote at a 90% clip. I would give this to the black men during this political season is we all did not vote the same way. It felt 50-50 sometime when we was having these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
But we all still came back because what we recognize is the things that we need together as men, as black men, supersedes our political ideologies. We're just going about it in different ways, right? And so I need all black men, right? If you hear this, right? If you talk to other black people, we have to vote at a 90% clip. Because we're a small demographic, because the Latinos are now going to be the vote that everybody fights for because they're not a solid voting block right now. What we're going to have to do is solidify. We have to be the crowd that they say, hey, we got to talk to them no matter what because we know 90% of them show up. I know I'm asking for something big, right? 70% would be way more easier. But we need something that pops off the page when they start reviewing election statistics. And the easiest way for us to get political power in this country is if we all voted. Every last single one of us.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I want to welcome everybody to the Ask a Black Dad segment. Look, if you go to our website, blackdadsclub.com, you scroll down a quarter of the way, there's a box. You can put your name or not. You can put your Instagram handle or not. You can definitely ask us a question. We will read it. This is Do Not Say My Name, Gavin. Shout out to you, Ashley. Her name is not Ashley. I'm playing with y'all. But do not say my name. My brother is a father of 3 and is going through the motion. He said he's in a period of languish with the kids. He's not sad or depressed, but he has. But have you dads ever experienced this? Look at me sounding like Cardi. She got 3 more questions. So, A, have you experienced this? Any thoughts on how he can break this? And question 3, what could the cause be? Is this something black dads feel more of but can't express? Is this something that leads to cheating or divorces? My goodness.
wait. So he just bored with his life?
Yeah, he going through. Yeah, bored and tired.
Bored and tired. All right. I mean, the quickest way. I mean, this is gonna sound so cliche.
Oh, gosh.
Anytime you bored and tired, exercise. Get your ass in the gym.
Okay.
Like real talk. Like anytime, if you're suffering, get in the gym and get your body looking right because once you start looking in that mirror, your face starts slimming up and them pecs start coming back, you're going to feel better about yourself. That's first and foremost that you got to do. Second thing is I find that a lot of adults do not have a hobby.
Facts.
And that is insane to me, right? But
Yeah.
but I run into a lot of people, and when you ask them what they do for fun, the only thing that they're talking about is what they do with their kids.
Yeah.
That is not a hobby.
Yeah, it's not.
That is not a hobby. That is going to wear you out. You have to have a hobby. Will it lead to like cheating and divorce? I mean, I won't say per se, but I will say like. So here's the thing: if you're depressed and you're depressed all the time, I have a friend that I think might be a manic depressive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I just can't fuck with him. I'm just like, yo, I need a break, right? Because it's like everything is bad all the time, right? Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I do is when I put that person on ice or whatever, when they come back around, I make sure that I don't hold them, to like, hey, I'm gonna shame you for how you feel and what you do.
Yeah.
I say all that to say is like if he's in this phase where he's not interacting as much, at some point the other person do feel neglected. Mm-hmm. And they're going to start calling you out for it. Most people will call you out for it, is my point. And then what happens is you get defensive. Yeah. And now you're in a fight, right? Because you're like, I feel bad and you don't care, right? But the truth is you've neglected that other person, even though you've been suffering, but you've neglected that other person. And now that you feel better and you're back, you expect that other person to be happy that you're back. And they can't be happy that you're back because they've been neglected, right?
Absolutely. Relationships
are about reciprocity. Right. Even when we open up with the cheating thing, right? And she was just like, yo, you didn't love that person. And it's like, no, like it's reciprocity, right? If one person stops giving, love is the other person still giving, right? The other person still filling that person's cup. All right. But if you're the person that stopped giving and that other person fills your cup and then you come back and you're just like, you don't even acknowledge the cup filling that have went on, mm-hmm. You're going to hurt the other person's feelings. And that's what starts resentment. And the fastest way to divorce is 2 people resenting each other or one person resenting each other until the other person realizes that person don't like them.
Yeah. I like what you said about hobby. You need a break from everything you do.
You do.
Life can't be I wake up, I go to work for 8 hours, I come home, I sit on the couch, go to sleep, and rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And so much so, even for me, like this has become like a hobby, right?
Yeah.
But now this shit about to become a job. If y'all see the list that Mike gave me, we are officially in a job here. But it's like that was that break for me because what used to be the break for me was photography.
Yeah. Now it's a job, right?
I be marrying all of my damn hobbies, right? My wife was my hobby, married her ass, you know what I'm saying? She gonna kick my ass. But how many of you niggas got hobbies? Like, it was so funny.
And you can have new hobbies. I think sometimes people think that like, your hobby has to be the same thing for the rest of your life. Like, no, you're a human being. As long as you're alive, you can do whatever you want.
And dude, like, it was funny when I was at the wedding in Cabo and I was talking to one of the people that was there and it was like, oh, we met them playing pickleball.
Yeah. And
I'm like, what? And it was like, yeah, he had a workout and he came here one time. Next, he left it. He loved it so much. He started coming here. He signed up for it, and we just met him through there. And they were like, and it was a couple I was talking to. They was like, this became our hobby just to hang out.
Yeah.
But, we like it. It gives us a break from the kids. And sometimes you do get that tired shit. And, it causes arguments. It causes just energy. So I lack of energy. But, yeah, go get a hobby, man.
Gym. Hobby, and I know this sounds cliche, but I promise you,
travel.
Definitely travel. But I promise you're not doing them right now, right? I promise you, it sounds cliche, but I guarantee you, this individual right here does not have hobbies, and definitely doesn't travel. He might not can travel, but I guarantee you, you don't have hobbies, and you're not working out. I guarantee it.
Man, you better take your ass to Lake Norman or something.
Yeah, get in the gym and pick up a hobby. I promise you, life feels better. Anytime I'm really, really annoyed, man, here's the thing, I walk 4 or 5 days a week, and I'm trying to get to 7 days a week. And half the time, I don't even really feel like walking. I've plateaued. I'm not losing weight from it anymore. I need it for the mental break. And it's the same walk. But when I get outside and I start looking around and I start hearing stuff and, the fresh air hits me or it might start drizzling a little bit, I'm telling you, it just resets. It brings my stress level down anytime. And every time I finish it, I'm glad that I did it.
There you go. All right. Hold on.
You are not finna tell me you up here fucking one person. It's not finna happen.
No. See, you're trying to deflect back to me.
No, I would never do you like that.
But
I got respect for you.
No, here.
But you didn't answer that for a reason.
No. Understand this.
You didn't answer for a reason.
I'm going to answer mine, and then I want you to answer mine too.
I will answer it, brother, and I promise you I won't bullshit with you.
Okay. How long you talking about?
What you mean?
Fucking one person.
What do you mean, how long I'm talking about?
As long as I've been with Jazz has not been the only person that I've had sex with.
I don't know your situation.
But I'm getting personal.
Right. I don't know your situation.
Since you want to take it there. And this is the thing that has...
Do you feel like I'm being disrespectful?
No.
Because I'm not trying to be...
I love how you try to back out.
I like Corey, man. He's real. He's raw sometimes. He's extreme.
He goes too far.
Yeah.
And he does too much.
Sometimes... Corey and Faison reminds me, and this is probably some other comedians, of why Steve Harvey took the route he took.
Solid observation.
You know what I'm saying?
Solid observation.
One extreme, you got this guy. The other extreme, you got this guy. And it's if somebody came to you and say which one you would take, it's hard to turn down a $250 million. You know what I'm saying? But
solid observation.
Is this embarrassing to do when the mother of your child, who's been taking hits after hit for you, this is the girl who was clowning people for being multiple baby moms, and then she turns out to be baby mom number 3.
Yeah.
Or is this what's worse? That beating up your baby mom with this type of stuff, or your boy throwing you under the bus?
Your boy throwing you up under the bus.
Okay, so
because that stops everything. Like Cory, and that's why he tried to walk it back during it. And here's the thing. This is recorded. It was out of bounds. They should have stopped it and they should have restarted it. And that footage should have never made it out.
I guess, a lot of these big podcasts now, part of their Patreon is doing the live show.
Oh, so that was Patreon?
No, I'm just guessing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm giving him away out.
You should shoot him bail.
Yeah, because exactly what Mike said should have happened, should have fucking happened.
That's what should have happened. But, and I saw, and here's the thing. When I saw it, I low-key almost felt bad for Cam. because Cam was trying to find the words to not do and say what he did and said. He tried, he just couldn't find it. So kudos to him, he went with honesty.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Stop embarrassing your women, man.
Please stop.
And this is not bail for the women. This is not me taking advantage of,
Go ahead,
like
let me clip this.
I want the ladies to get some bail too. When you embarrass your woman, you're embarrassing yourself. It's the same thing that we tell women, right? If you go out there and do something, that's a reflection of me. That is the mother of your child, right?
Yeah.
No one assumes that a dude worth $80, $100 million a year that was a former athlete, that's highly desirable, that's a superhuman, in real life, isn't having other women hollering at him, including his wife. Okay,
Yeah.
There's no assumption there that's not happening, right? But you don't have to bring it out to the public.
You don't. And then you got Shannon Sharp freakiness got to stop.
Shannon, well, he got away with that Michelle thing. And he pressing the gas now. He's pressing the gas.
In fact, my man, hold on, where that clip at? Because this is actually funny. Sorry, this is.
You broke up with your girlfriend. You waiting? Hey, we break up. I'm putting meat on somebody that night.
Damn.
What?
You ain't gonna heal, nigga? Oh, shit.
I'm healed.
It is funny. But it's also immature. It's immature.
If you break up, how soon do you lay up with somebody else?
I mean, it depends on what kind of breakup it is, right? Like, is it a breakup where we should have been broken up like 3 months ago? And so I've been de facto broke up for 3 months. Then yeah, as soon as I break up, I'm probably with somebody. But if it's like a breakup that just happened, like, I don't know. I went through her phone and found something and we broke up. Yeah, I'm not calling a woman over that same night. Now, I will say this. I will say this. Hold on. I want to shoot Shannon a little bit of bail because I don't think he at 57 years old. I don't think he's immature as he's playing on here, right?
Facts.
But Shannon's a super rich man in LA, right?
Uh-huh.
So if Shannon breaks up with a woman, I don't think it's a random woman. They might be a professional that he's calling over or bringing over, and I'm not really mad at professional help. I'm not really mad at professional help, all right? If you call a professional over, right? If I had the option to call Tiana Taylor or Ash Cash, over after a breakup.
This man, he looking for them.
That is professional help, right?
I'm going to have to hire one of them on the pod. Nah, that's how I lose.
Yeah, no. You bring Tiana will come on the pod. I think Ash Cash is a kept woman right now.
Hey, man.
Yeah, she might cost too much.
I don't know. For me, if I break up with you, I probably already been cheating.
No, come on. I'm gonna shoot you some bail on that.
Well, I've only dated like a handful of chicks. So.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I don't think this is something that men need to like cop to, because one of the things that I think affect men the most in breakups is the fact that when we break up, our girl do be with somebody like it seemed like next day, right?
Yo, Mike was hot that he found out that you girls be ordering an entree, a salad, 2 sides, 1 drink, and a dessert. He was shocked.
5 plates at a bar? Come on, man. Do not do that at a bar.
Mike, that happened.
Do that at a table.
When Mike sent it, he said, hey, I'm not trying to be funny. I do need y'all assistance. Is this real? And I said, yes. But shout out. And I'm not shooting the ladies no bail either. But shout out to my homegirls that came to me early. Because I told, we don't never talk about, in one episode, when it was Slow News Day, we'll do it then. About all the important women in different stages of your life that just gives you the game. Yeah. Because sometimes men don't do it or they don't do it as smooth. And sometimes women will come tap you on the shoulder and be like, nah. Like to the stripper. Shout out to the stripper that told me, baby, don't never get a lap dance with keys in your pocket. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. And I definitely had my keys. This is when I used to keep my keys hooked onto my belt.
Oh, good.
She said, you tearing my coochie up. She told me, she said, you tearing my coochie up. And I said, oh. But nobody told me. My dad hates strip clubs, so he never took me. My cousins, they was just lost when we got in there. So, I didn't know. But shout out to my homegirls in college who sat me down. One of them called when this podcast started, Tequila. She said, yo, all of us girls, we broke in college. We going out for dinner. Don't take none of these bitches to dinner. They hungry. They don't like you. They hungry.
They hungry.
And I said, cool. No dates. Ask a woman who I took a date to. But you know what? Me and Karina was having that conversation because I was with her when me and her laughing. Look at me pillow talking. And I told her, I said, you know what's funny? I said, when I first started dating you, we was doing bars. I used to take her to basketball games because I love the NBA. And I had an extra ticket. We was doing stuff like that. it was never dinner. We didn't start going to dinner until we were actually like dating.
Dinner is an intimate date, and I always tell y'all to do like tapas. Drink. It's definitely expensive. Now, hell, when I was saying that, it was still reasonable, and you can still take girls to like Chili's and stuff. Like you can't even do that anymore.
Nah. Oh hell nah. You
can't even do that anymore. Now, and obviously, when I talk about dating, we talk about like 15 plus years ago. So,
absolutely.
But no, look. If I'm out with a woman and she orders that much at the bar, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna get turned off. It ain't even about the money. It's like, yo, we got 5 plates in front of us at the bar. This is embarrassing.
Yeah, especially if we have these internet surface relationships.
Yeah, and especially if we're at
I'm getting up and leaving.
And especially if we're at an expensive restaurant. Yeah. Look, I'll take you to Chili's and you can put all them plates out there because Chili's is a ghetto place, all right? But if we're at freaking Del Frisco's and you put 5 plates in front of us at the bar, I'm sorry. I am not letting them people talk about me like that when we leave. I'm not. I am leaving. I'm doing exactly what my boy doing. Putting $100 in there and I'm like, yo, get home safe.
Get home safe. I'll holler at you. We can end with this. We've been up here talking too much. Hold on.
I lied to Gayle King, bitch. First of all, I didn't know that bitch was even finna ask me about that shit. Bitch, she's always want to talk about this shooting. Why'd you ask me about fucking Tory? That's not what this is about. Even if I fucked this nigga like once, maybe twice on a drunk night. Bitch, you kept catching me out of my fucking mind.
Did you have an intimate relationship with him?
That is so distasteful. Like that whole clip is just so distasteful, man.
Continue to rise up on my I do not like you list.
Yeah, I mean, you know, first off, you know, none of us are the biggest fans of Gayle King, right? Because of the mistakes, the snafus that she made, right?
Yeah.
So, but the fact that, like, even still as black men, we're like, yo, she's still an older black woman, right?
Bro.
Like, don't call her out of her name or talk to her as if she is your peer.
Bro, we got shook when your mom said we cuss too much on here.
Yeah.
So we didn't know she was listening.
Exactly.
Right?
We scaled it back. We was like,
tried to.
Yeah, we tried to. We do way better than what we used to.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but y'all don't hear those episodes. They don't. So, but yeah, you calling her the B word.
Yeah.
She's an older black woman. I don't like you saying y'all only slept with him once or twice. I don't believe it. But
yeah, it's BS. But you're also throwing it in there that I was out of my mind, right?
I don't like that.
You lobbing, you're low key lobbing an accusation up, right?
Oh yeah.
And I don't think she's trying to accuse him. I think she's trying to excuse her behavior. And this becomes the danger of men really messing with women, and why dubious consent is so dangerous.
Yeah. Because the women got to say, well, no, this she's not making an accusation because maybe they both was drunk. She didn't say that. She said, I was never in my mind.
I was out of my mind, and low key because we all understand that she's lying, right?
Facts.
But everybody doesn't get that benefit when you're telling the story.
And here go the other part I don't like. Meg Thee Stallion can lie on her box all the time. Enough women have told me, yo, if I didn't come, it don't count. If I didn't like him,
it doesn't count.
If
it lasts under 2 minutes,
it
doesn't count.
I'm sorry, I came in my pants, like whatever.
So we used to the line on the box.
We understand that y'all lie on y'all vagina,
Yeah.
and we don't care about that. But if I'm fighting for my life on the stand, whether you like me or not, that's not where you lie. Now, she told the truth a couple weeks later when she got on the stand.
Yeah.
But y'all both would fight in 2 different cases. Court of public opinion and on the stand. And in public opinion, you like, no, I never slept with that man. So you telling me Tory Lanez, you hopped out of a car and he just leaned out the window. He never slept with you. Y'all wasn't messing together. Y'all just homies or internet entertainment friends. And so he put a gun out the car and just shot you. That don't make sense. It makes more sense that y'all was fucking and, oh yeah, he fucking your friend. Him and your friend fighting over a gun. Boom, somebody gets shot on the ground.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than what this bullshit you was telling us before.
I mean,
it's nasty.
The clip was distasteful, and
sorry for cussing.
Yeah, 2 reasons to play it is one, you know, there should be a respect of elders, you know,
please,
in general, and 2, just for guys to kind of understand how dangerous dubious consent is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying Tory could have had full consent. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the way that she positioned it was as if, hey, I was drinking, I didn't know, fellas. This is a good example, right, of how quickly somebody can just say something and it could take off. Luckily, this didn't, right? Mm-hmm. But if he was a free man, it could have, right?
Oh,
or if he was a free man and he had been accused of something else, it could have. So this is a good example, good time to wrap up the pod and make sure that fellows always understand that consent is sexy.
It is. It's necessary. It is. You better get it.
Yeah, because somebody be out here just telling the whole damn lie and throw your ass up under the bus.
And by the way, Meg Thee Stallion, that's Gayle King. She ain't got any of that publicist bullshit that Rock Nation sent over. She can just throw that shit to the side.
Yeah, exactly. It is Gayle King. Like, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, we know who you are, but Gayle King, you better Google Oprah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's not the fight you want.
It's not. It's not Charlamagne.
Yeah, it's not the fight you want.
He already told y'all he ain't reading off some shit. What you got planned this weekend, man? Mike got homework, y'all.
Yeah, working on homework, man. You know, we still trying to make it do what it do, man. By episode 200, we want to do a whole lot new stuff with y'all.
Episode 200, we need to do a live show and not that bullshit that they flaked out on us at episode 100.
I'm whooping y'all ass. I'm not gonna do this with you.
You know what? Never mind. When we get the show that we want, hopefully you still got a picture because you took a picture that day and you said something that always resonated with me. I say it here, and that made me appreciate you more. Look at me, about to get this nigga some props. Watch, Mike gonna clip this himself.
Yeah, one day I am.
So this made me appreciate Mike so much more. We in this space, nobody's there, and Mike took a picture. He said, "I need to remember this, so when we make it, I want to show them what happened."
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh, he see the vision." I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. I'm getting ready. I'm gonna be in Columbia next weekend.
What city?
I don't know.
What's the agenda when you get down there?
I know a yacht is involved.
Yacht is involved. Okay, what else?
No phones is the other thing they put on there in the text message.
Hey man,
so I don't know.
Might have a surprise for y'all, man.
Oh gosh, I don't know, man. I'm just going down there. Never been. I'm excited. I'm not even bringing my cameras because one of the dudes who I know, one of my photography friends, he lived down there. He was like, they'll rob your ass. Don't
they would definitely steal expensive stuff from you in Columbia.
Yeah.
I mean, make sure y'all do y'all visa before you arrive. Most time they don't check, but yeah, I hate for a group somebody get caught because they didn't do the check in.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it's not even a visa. It's like it's a form you got to fill out.
Gotcha.
Online. You could actually do it an hour before you arrive. So yeah, just make. I hate for one of y'all get.
Look at Mike travel tips.
Yeah.
Yeah. One pod, I called Mike. I said, "We podding today." He was like, "Not here." I said, "Yo, this man know." Me and Mike gonna get a Google Calendar so we know when we cannot pod these days, and we'll know when our kid got to be picked up early.
Ooh, boy, that's the hard part. That's why you need. Boy, that's when I be needing a wife. Like, yeah, I'm so glad my friends got kids around the age. Like one of my homegirls, she'll be like, tomorrow early release day, right? I'm like, oh, thank you,
bro. And then Hayden got off later. That's why I kept talking. You was like, we gotta go. Gotta go. I'm like, and then it hit me. It's like, oh, they get the kids out earlier. Oh, good. Look, man, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I don't expect we'll have more. We'll probably be talking about Trump as he keeps. I know the news love that he come back to be president.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, gosh, if you talk show, I mean, hell, it's probably gonna be good for us.
Absolutely.
It's probably gonna be good for us to be able to sit here and talk about Trump.
He sat with academics. He consider. He not sitting with us. I can tell you that right now.
Nah.
Never.
I like it though.
I mean, that bag, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'd do it. I'd do it.
The bag, right?
I'm not backing off of anything. I have never been disrespectful with any of my questions. But I do, as I always tell y'all, everybody get all their credit though, right?
Absolutely. Look, man, I want to thank y'all for listening. With that, we're going to holler at y'all next time.
Holla at your boy.